Hey, Fellowship fam, we are back as we continue in this series. Y'all know each week we are coming, highlighting a different area of ministry and talking with the people on our team that are helping to do the amazing work week in and week out. Today I am here with the dream team, the kids team. Come on, Fellowship, make some noise for the kids team. Yes, come on. Yo, so we went through COVID, we went through pandemics, school kids being on Zoom, church, all that. Woo! How are y'all doing? Talk a little bit about navigating that season and where we are now with our kids ministry.
Yeah, so we were outside for a good bit, which threw some curveballs, but we managed, and everyone just kept coming back because they know how important it is to lay those faith foundations. But right when we moved back inside, which was around January, one of our families came back, and they have a child with special needs, and then another child, and she just walked right up to me and started bawling, and she just was sharing that she had just miscarried, and all she needed to do was be in her house of worship and thank you for, entrusting her kids to us. And it was just such a beautiful moment. And you forget, right, that while we're ministering to the heart of an adult, we're also ministering to the hearts of the children.
Wow, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. What are some of the, and that this is an example of this next question. What are some of the blessings and the gifts of working in a ministry like this?
Well, obviously holding babies. That is the first one. You get to hold those sweet babies and they smell so good. And they smell so
For the most
fresh.
part, they smell
For the most part. I mean, there's always the diapers, but for the most part, they smell so good and fresh coming to church with their little bow ties and their frilly dresses. But my favorite part is when they come in and they're worshiping, just freely, raising their little hands and moving their little bodies, just uninhibited, the way we should be worshiping and waving their little hands. It's the best. It is the best. They find their spot, and I can even ask them to move a little bit, and they won't move. They won't move.
They're locked in there.
They're locked in. That is their spot. They can see what they want to see. And
I know a couple of people in big church that are like that. They ain't going there. This is my spot. Ain't going nowhere. Which Desiree, I think that points out a good thing that many people may not even know, that we are having children's church. We're doing children's ministry. So it's not like babysitting or just child care.
Right.
No, this is children's ministry. Just give me a little snapshot of what you guys are doing. Y'all are worshiping. What else are you doing? What y'all doing with our kids? What else are y'all doing in there?
Well, so when they come, they all go to their separate rooms, their age-appropriate rooms, and we welcome them, and sometimes they're crying. We give them a few minutes to get settled in, and then we bring them into what we call our large group. And that's where we have worship, and we even bring our little babies. So you'll even see someone who's barely learning to walk, and they're wobbly, and they're right there bouncing their little diaper booties and praising God. And it is the cutest thing you've ever seen. And they hear a Bible story, and then they go back to their class and do more age-appropriate activities, depending on what age they are and how it applies to their life and their age and stage.
Andrew, tell me a moment or a story of where you've just seen God move in the midst of our children.
Just during the lockdown, it was just very hard for them to just hang out. And so we just wanted to create a space for them to be able to just be a fourth grader, be a fifth grader around other fourth and fifth graders. And there's this one particular kid that hadn't shown up in a while, and heard through the grapevine that, we're having this preteen hangout, and really wanted to go, but was a little hesitant. There's just so much going on. And unfortunately there was not good vibes with this other kid, before the pandemic, but decided to show up. And all we did was just create the space for these kids to be able to be. And what ended up happening is these kids just end up reconciling. So much so that on our next preteen hangout, they actually were hanging out and just having a great time. So it was really awesome.
Wow, that is awesome. Being isolated, I think the jury's still out on the impact that they had on really all of us, but especially our kids. Like, we talk about our journey, but part of our kids' journeys they hadn't even talked about or expressed. But being isolated. So I think it's so important to just have ministry where they're just hanging with other kids their age and spending time together and connecting, and not on devices, not on a screen, but just with one another. Kelly, what's coming up? What can we begin to look forward to? What are you guys looking forward to? What can our kids be looking forward to as the year progresses?
Yeah, as we know, it's been hard too also for the parents of all these little kids that we have. And so we're super excited to be bringing out a parents' night out, and the kids will be with us having a wonderful experience that night while their parents have a chance to go out.
Wow.
So we're excited for, to let our parents know that we see them, we love them, and we want them to have a great time, and we'll, make sure that their kids are having a great time at the same time.
That's amazing. So you guys are going to take the kids and y'all going to have a party and let the adults go out. So,
Yeah.
but they just have a free night to do whatever they want to do. And when is that? When is that coming up?
Hopefully it's coming
October.
in October.
October. So in the fall, be looking for the, what do we call it? The parents' night out?
Kids night in, parents
Kids,
night out.
kids night in, parents night out. Ooh, I'm excited. I can't wait to get that. We're going to set that up. All right.
And I think, something that I'm most excited about, that every single month we're always providing our families with resources to grow at home. An hour and a half on a Sunday morning is just not enough time with our kiddos and families. And so we have a family resource table that has tools that they can use throughout the week or in the month, devotionals for elementary kids, preschool placemats. We're
That's
excited
huge.
about that.
Yes.
Well, I think a big part of how this works well in this season is recognizing that the parents are responsible and should be the primary disciplers.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness, so many of us have no idea what we're doing or know what to do. So you guys are kind of like ambassadors and champions to help equip us.
Yeah.
So every week we pause to celebrate giving and invite everyone to give, because it's a part of our discipleship to give. But we also want to give you a full view of what you're giving to and how you're giving through fellowship, so that we can raise up the next generation of leaders, of Christian leaders who are being invested in now, and they are worshiping in front of people and moving in their, what you say, their diaper booties. They're doing, we are raising up a generation. So thank you for helping us fulfill our God-given responsibility to train up the children in the way that they should go. And when they're old, we trust God, they won't depart far from it. Thank you, fellowship.
Amen.